Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, dear Lucinda and your team, it is a true pleasure to join all of you today for the opening of Philisa Abafazi Family Center. I wish I could have been with you in person, but even though I have to join from far away in Stockholm, please know that I am with you in spirit on this day of joy. The start of a new era for Philisa Abafazi Bethu. I hope that the children and families in Lavender Hill, Steenberg, Retreat and Capricorn feel that this is their day, because the center shall be their space, a sanctuary for children, parents and grandparents, a place to come together in the effort to keep children safe and build a more peaceful community. I would not dare to say that I fully understand the reality that children and families in these communities live in, but I do know that gang violence, substance abuse, and domestic violence affect children the most, and that it is the responsibility of all of us, all adults, to ensure that our children are safe. Lucinda Evans founded Philisa Abafazi Bethu because she had had enough. Enough of gang violence, domestic violence, and sexual abuse. She decided to speak up and to do something about it. She gathered her friends and she took action. Even though our lives are very different, we share that experience. During my travels around the world, I saw how children suffered, how girls and boys were sexually abused and exploited, and how adults chose not to see. They were even afraid to talk about it. And that is why I founded World Childhood Foundation now 20 years ago, with the aim to combat child sexual abuse and exploitation. One of the main priorities of childhood is to identify and support people who have the courage to stand up for women and children, people who genuinely care, people who not only talk but act. Because these people lead us all in the fight to end violence and sexual abuse against children. In Swedish, we have a word for that. We call them fire souls. Lucinda and her team embody the meaning of fire souls. When my daughter, Princess Madeline, together with Brita from childhood, met Lucinda for the first time in 2010, the organization was run from Lucinda's backward. It had almost no funding and no paid staff. But already then, they had a passion and persistence that made children and families turn to them for protection and help. They also had a dream to open their own family center. It took 10 years, but here we are today. During my visit in January last year, I came to understand that Lucinda and her team often feel that they never have enough time, enough hands, or enough funds to support everyone in need. Lucinda and her team are strong. They are passionate, but they cannot do this work alone. They need your help. They need strong partners. They need a community and leaders who also speak up against violence. Dear Lucinda, this is a day of joy, and I'm so pleased to see your dream come true. And I'm so proud that childhood has had a part in this, working with you in trust and partnership. And I'm delighted that the children and families in Lavender Hill, Steenberg, Retreat, and Capricorn will now have their own safe heaven. I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to better times when I can visit you again. Thank you, and all the best.